that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. I am your host, Dylan Blight. This is episode 70. Joining me, Ashley Hobley.
The 70th episode. Unbelievable.
Yes. Officially now, because you and Nick or whoever was having issues last week, officially now the longest running
Yeah.
show in Explosion Network history.
Yes.
Because apparently between recording the 69th issue, it could A, never get published, or we all die before then, or whatever. Although I'll tell you, because I can't remember, did I mention I was feeling sick when I was recording 69?
Maybe not on the episode, but...
Maybe not on episode. So we're recording episode 69. I'm starting to feel sick, you know, bit of the sore throat, bit of the coughs or whatever I've had through the day. And I remember being like, oh, thank God Nick's going to be on here because maybe I won't have to do as much talking. They didn't pay out as well as I hoped at all because I was hoping to rest my voice box and throat that episode. Didn't work. And then about a couple hours after we finished recording last week's episode, I'm like, I can't. I finished editing it or whatever, chuck it up on the Google Drive or whatever. Someone just like, here, people that fix this, Nick, upload this to the servers. and then I went and died in bed, and then woke up next morning, and then I was pretty much in bed until yesterday. So as far as I'm concerned, it's you and Nick's fault I got sick for not talking enough.
But you were sick before.
Yes, but you could have saved me.
I mean, you couldn't help yourself from talking, so you've only got yourself to blame, really.
I mean, it just shows how much I'm willing to do for this show, you know?
How much health you're putting in.
Yeah. How much of my health I'm giving away to do this program. But nonetheless, I feel like that is the weird thing. I feel like I literally recorded this show yesterday and now I'm back again. But it's been a whole week. So I'm like, oh, we're doing that again, are we?
Yep, we certainly are.
Didn't I just do one? But it's been a week anyway. So I think the biggest story this week is No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Did you ever play?
Yeah, I did. I got the collector's edition.
Did? So did I.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's a pretty collector's edition. I'll give them that. It's a nice box.
It's the only steelbook I've ever owned that I've traded back in. Which should tell you my opinions on the game.
Yeah.
If you know what I like if you know I like steelbooks, it's the only one I've ever traded in because I was like, get the fuck out. But all right, tell me your No Man's Sky story.
I played it for maybe 12 to 24 hours, like right at the start. And then I stopped and I never went back. End of the story. That's pretty much how a lot of people were, I assume.
Yeah, I feel like. Did you like the 12 to 24 hours?
Yeah,
or did you just do it because you
It was all right, yeah. I mean, it was just mining and stuff. I mean, it wasn't the most entertaining stuff, but it was fine for what it was. Obviously, it'd been hyped up so much. This is going to be the next big thing. Yeah. You're going to go to see millions of worlds. There's some secret at the center of the universe. And then
just start the game again.
I just was on one world mining, moving around, trying to get all these, I don't know, were they language bits?
Yeah. For the people, yeah.
I thought there was a certain amount per planet, but then they're procedurally generated.
Yeah. So, everything's fucking procedurally generated.
So there could be a million on there. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was enjoying it for the first couple of hours. You're like, oh, yeah, this is cool. And there's something kind of, you know, box ticking. You're going around collecting supplies for a while.
It's relaxing.
It's kind of fun. But yeah, it's relaxing. It's just kind of, you sit back, chill, whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I can't remember how many hours I played. I probably played it for like 10 to 12. And at some point, I was just like, I feel like I'm achieving nothing.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely nothing. Comparatively to say, like, you know, you play like a Ubisoft game and you go around and you clear out objects in the map or whatever.
Yeah.
Eventually it says 100% or like the color of the map changes to show that you've done everything there or, you know, something like that. Or in Minecraft, you fucking go ham for a while and then you've got a cool weapon or, you know, whatever, some shit. Whereas I feel like all I did was fuck around on one planet for like 10 hours and then was like, what am I doing? What I can't build anything I want. This planet procedurally fucked me. Didn't give me the right ingredients I wanted for whatever thing I was trying to get. And then you try to talk to the and because it does feel so empty, not because like there wasn't the multiplayer component, but because all the other aliens you can bump into, you can't speak
Interact
to them
or
because
anything.
yeah, because you need to find their language thing anyway to understand what the hell's even going on. You bump into one dude who can sell you shit and he's like, hoopaloop, and you're like, mate, fish dude, don't understand the fucking word you're saying. That's cool. I'll just blast off to another planet. It's basically the same as the last one, except for the rocks are purple.
Yeah.
Got procedurally fucked again. And then I nearly kept it for a while because I was like, maybe because like easy platinum from old counts that I think like just grindy. You have to blah blah blah, kill this many things or whatever, mine this many of this thing, etc. 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 So I was like, oh, maybe like keep it as a game I just play on mute while listening to podcasts or something.
Yeah.
Like would be a good one for that. And then I think one day came around where there was another game coming out I wanted to collect, and EB had a good trade-in bonus for, any PS4 game you get extra 20%. Or, some, and I was just like, nah, fuck this this thing. It was just like staring at the shelf one day. And I was like, bye. Never talk about it. I never got super angry. Like I wasn't one of those people that were like, fuck Sean Murray. Ruined my life.
We got duped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I got super hyped. Anyway, the game was what I thought it was, just a bit more boring.
Yeah, that's probably a fair way to explain it. The whole PR thing about that was just crazy back in the day. Just all the miscommunication and stuff and people getting overly angry about stuff.
We'll talk about Sean Murray in a second because he did an interview this week, which had some interesting tidbits. But before we get to that, so this week the thing is No Man's Sky is releasing on Xbox, and so at the same time they're releasing this next patch or update, whatever you want to call it, expansion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything about this grab you that makes you want to jump back in at all? Because the biggest thing is multiplayer, obviously, and then third person view, bunch of other shit. But I suppose multiplayer is the big thing.
Yeah. It's not grabbing me, but it could happen. I mean, if some other people in our community want to go check it out, maybe I'd put the disc back in, install it, download that massive update, give it a go.
Well, I suppose the thing is you've still got it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I have two copies, which I think I've mentioned before.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did mention this. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
I think if I still had my copy, I would be tempted just to be like, the update's free. And that's another, I mean, that's a cool thing about this. And they couldn't have charged for this. They would have got fucking killed if they were charging for this. But I mean, it's basically reinventing the game.
Technically they could have, because let's face it, a lot of people probably only traded it in. So
they could have. PR wise, they would have got
they would have gotten
shredded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in Target today because I decided to just go walk around in the outside world outside for so long. And I saw it there, it was, $30 or whatever, and I was like, well, that's still too much. But there was like a split second in my brain of just, because I did watch the trailer. Did you watch that trailer?
No, I haven't watched the trailer.
The trailer, kind of like the original trailers, does make it look kind of cool. It's they shoot it third person view, so it's obviously looks. It makes it just look like a different game because you're used to seeing it in the first person perspective, I suppose. And your character's going along and they're on these cool worlds, much like you saw in the original trailers and the actual game. But then you see other players around you, and you see some people offer you mining, and then you're mining with your friends or whatever, and they make it look cool enough anyway.
Yeah.
To grab people. So I'm not like rushing out. However, if it magically came up on PS Plus, or I could grab it for like $10, it would be like, maybe see what it's like. Just jump on there, have a look again.
Do they have any kind of payable DLC? Because I mean, they've been working on this for 2 years. So how are they?
how they pay for it.
Paying for it, yeah. Unless they're building to this Xbox launch, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been getting really good press all week, and that's the thing. Like the next update thing for all this. Like people have been tweeting stuff like Sean Murray like quote retweeted this dude, or like it was from Reddit or something, where they're like, someone in Reddit was like, "Do we not hate him now?" Question mark. So, I mean, people are on board, or at least until the next date comes out, and they're like, it's actually everything was shit again. Like, fuck him again, but. No, we'll see how it goes. So the big overhauls are you can team up with friends, or you can be joined by random travelers. You can help friends stay alive or prey on others to survive. I'm not exactly sure what. Fuck that! It's like some Division.
You murder each other and eat their body.
Kill each other thing. I don't even know. Fight as a pirate or a wingman in epic space battles with friends and enemies. See, and that's other thing. The original one, I think they patched one of the updates, because there's like 2 updates before this one. They did add in some more like space battle-y stuff, I think. But I mean, that wasn't there when I was playing it.
No.
Did you?
It was just like fly up, get out of the atmosphere, go to that trading ship or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. So yeah. Character customization allows you to personalize your appearance. Kind of helps in the third person view stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 planetary rings and improved visual aspects, blah, 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 added details to ships, NPCs, buildings. You now have unlimited base building. Bases can now be built anywhere on a planet. Hundreds of new parts, own multiple bases, command freighters, assemble and upgrade a fleet of frigates. What is that word, actually? Frigates. Is it frigates?
I don't know what you...
Frigate.
Frigates?
Yes. Frigates. That's it. It was I'm like, I'm not saying this right at all, and I could not remember how to properly say it. Look, mate, I'm not a sailor.
That's fair. Not many people are.
Send your fleet out to the universe and deploy them to help you as you explore a specific system. Blah, 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 blah. So it sounds cool. Now, if I don't die from talking too much already. Sean Murray talked to Keza McDonald. Old Keza. You know Keza?
Oh, yeah.
Remember her?
Yeah.
Used to work at IGN.
IGN.
Yeah. Shout out to her. So Sean Murray talked to her at The Guardian this week. Now, this is the first interview that he's done in 2 years because he kind of went and, well, he hid.
Yeah, pretty much.
From the world, the internet, I don't think he handled the PR
well,
no. But I can understand, given what was happening, that hiding under a table probably felt like the
best option.
Best option at the time. It's probably not good when people are yelling, "What the fuck's wrong with your game?" and just like you're not tweeting.
Yeah, just silence.
At all, like, blah blah blah. All right, so his first. Now I've got a couple tidbits here. He said, the internet is really good at knowing when somebody has made a mistake. It's not necessarily the best at determining the most appropriate response, but it's really good at knowing when somebody has messed something up. We definitely messed up a whole bunch of communication. I've never liked talking to the press. I didn't enjoy it when I had to do it, and when I did it, I was naive and overly excited about my game. There was a lot of things around launch that I regret or that I would do differently. Now, I find interesting that the thing that stands out to me from this is his whole thing about being excited.
Yeah.
Because he's saying it as a negative thing, like, oh, I shouldn't have been excited about my own game.
Yeah.
Which I find silly. Like, a world where developers can't be excited about their own product for fear of sounding or overhyping it. You know?
I don't know. Other people have been excited about their game and they have managed to not have any issues. You look at the Insomniac guys, they're super excited about Spider-Man. Corey Barlog was super excited about God of War before that came out. I mean, it can be done, I guess. I think Pew was probably the more naive thing, is probably the more thing that was the issue than his being excited about his own game.
Well, I think it just comes down to a training thing. Like
That too. They didn't have a PR person, so that didn't help.
Yeah, at the time they were a very small team, and he's on these big talk shows and everything.
Yeah.
Corey Barlog, Insomniac, whoever else, huge AAA studios,
Yeah.
people who would get more training
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
how to talk to press, etc.
There's probably a PR guy standing in the corner while they're talking to whoever they're talking to.
Yeah. Instead,
Doing
but
hand
you've got
signals, I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for like big list celebrities, whoever else, they get
Yeah.
told how to handle these types of things. Instead, you've got Sean Murray, but indie developer, small team, really excited about his biggest like just guys excited,
Yeah.
makes mistakes. I think most people would in that
Yeah.
scenario, I guess.
It's not like a natural thing that happens day to day, so it's pretty unique.
Yeah, well, it's like, what talk show was he on?
He was
I
on
can't even
Colbert,
remember now.
I'm pretty sure. Stephen Colbert.
In her article, Kesselgen continues, he's reluctant to relive the particulars of what happened in the weeks and months following No Man's Sky's release in August 2016. Quote, I find it really personal. I don't have any advice for dealing with it. But involved death threats, bomb threats set to the studio, and harassment of people who worked at Hollow Games on the frightening scale. They were in regular contact with Scotland Yard and the Metropolitan Police. Quote, we didn't talk about it, but it was as bad as things can get, basically. There's a smorgasbord of things that the angry mob can do. It's a crowdsourced thing of how bad you can make someone's life. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I find it ridiculous. Like, even this week, so Comic-Con was on last couple of days or whatever, right? Tom King.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this? Tom King, the writer of Batman at the moment, had a bodyguard at the con because he got sent death threats over the last issue of Batman issue 50 that just came out.
Yeah.
I'm not even surprised these days when I read shit like this, or like to do with Murray. Like, people
Yeah.
just spitting it over.
The death threat is the new angry letter to the editor.
Basically.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, well, it's happened so often, but you can't not take it seriously, I guess. You know?
Well, you have
Like,
to
what
take
do they-
everyone seriously because the one of them actually could be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's fucking ridiculous. Murray continued, in the lead up to the launch, oh my God, I would have chopped off my own arm to have more time. We were under enormous pressure from the community and external forces. We were out of money. We were working so hard, way too hard. We've got much better balance in our lives now. I mean, that's the other thing that I think at the time the studio was like 12 people.
Yeah.
And they were trying to live up to this huge hype. And I can't imagine, like, everything they promised in that game was simply not possible in the time that they had the release date for the amount of people. It was ridiculous.
They were probably developing that like 5 years too early. Because if they had have waited till like now, you could release the game in open beta, and everyone would have no issues if there's any bugs or it's not as in like it's not as filled as people expect it to be. But
you just leave.
Yeah.
You leave it in open beta
Until
indefinitely.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite and PUBG and whatever else.
Gwent.
Yeah. Yeah. And then anytime there's issues with the games, it's just, well,
Still in beta.
it's still beta, man. Like, we do. Escape from Tarkov, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Ark.
Ark?
Ark.
Ark.
Survival,
Yeah, Ark.
whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, that's in beta. Is that in beta?
I
it is,
assume so, yeah.
Sometimes I forget because it's like a game costs, like, these days it's not like the game costs money, so it has to be finished. It's like, well, they're charging like $60 for Oh, yeah, it's
Early access, yeah.
whatever. But that's on consoles now too, so it gets really confusing. Because there was that one day and age where it's like you would only see the early access shit on
PC.
Steam or whatever.
Yeah.
But now you gotta watch it whenever you're heading up. The only other big release out this week that I wanted to briefly talk on. I don't know if you've had any interest in it. Banner Saga Saga 3.
I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about the Banner Saga 3 coming out. I did try Banner Saga 1. Yeah, It's not really for me. Yeah, it's like a visual novel, but with occasional strategic combat. I don't know. I wasn't getting into it, but I don't know. Maybe I was just not in the mood for it.
I started playing the first one years ago on PC. Never finished it.
Yeah.
I think it was partly due to it being a game that I wasn't enjoying having to sit in front of my PC and play.
Yeah.
But maybe in a more comfortable atmosphere. And I mean, even in front of my TV is more comfortable than leaning over a keyboard, like leaning back on your PlayStation. So, but I like that the third's apparently the end of the trilogy. I'm going to have this
Collection.
kind of wrapped up story waiting for me if I ever dare to
Jump into
it. Bit of a what do you want to watch crossover.
Yeah.
That Sly Cooper series has got a release date.
Has it?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that.
So story behind the curtain, of course, this was the first Sly Cooper, 4 games, PlayStation Raccoon. Don't know if you've heard of it. Yeah,
He wears a hat, right?
Pink elephant.
It's got a...
He wears a hat?
Yeah, he wears a hat, doesn't he? Like a...
Yeah, he wears a hat, yeah. I just like how that's your go-to description.
Well, I'm sure... I'm sure a lot of raccoons don't wear hats, so... One that does wear a hat is that stands out.
A lot of them don't use canes and steal and live.
That's true.
Or talk. But
Talking is a big one. That's
like,
true.
They did put out a trailer for this. Did you ever watch the original?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I might have. It was just like a very basic.
The trailer came out around the same time they were doing the Ratchet and Clank trailer or whatever, And they got announced like the same day or something like that. I don't know. But obviously the Ratchet and Clank movie came and went. Didn't do very well critically or commercially.
The only good thing about that was we got the game remastered instead.
Yeah. The funniest thing about that is they try to make this movie based on the game. They're like, oh, we'll just chuck together a quick remake of the first one. And then it turns out the best thing about the movie was, a remake of the game they were basing it on.
Yeah.
Because you simply cannot make good video game
movies,
apparently. Yeah. Sly Cooper series, though, they was originally going to do it as a movie. They've decided to make it a TV series now. It's going to be 52 episodes.
What? Oh.
Guess the length and time, though.
Oh, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that?
11-minute episodes.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So you got Steven Universe type.
Yeah, that type
shit here.
Okay.
And it's going to be starting October 2019. The target audience is 6 to 10-year-olds.
Okay. Where is it?
Don't know.
They didn't say where it was going to be shown. Like Netflix or anything, no.
No, I was reading it straight off the animation studios.
Okay, that's odd.
Website. But it didn't say coming to Nickelodeon or coming. Maybe it hasn't been auctioned off.
Maybe it's coming to the PlayStation Store. Like Powers.
Fuck! I nearly forgot that was a thing. They tried to do that whole. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm keen to check it out. I find the target audience thing weird though, because it's like target audience 6 to 11-year-olds when really the people going to be watching it are people like me who are like mid 20-year-old dudes who like the games.
Yeah.
I know, I don't know if it's going to. I mean, it might work for. It could be a random hit. I don't know.
I would have expected it more to be like a 20-minute caper every episode, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
well, I
don't know how
suppose
they're
it's
going to do.
10 minutes they can rob a place and make a joke and get on with their lives. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But that's
Unless
interesting.
it's
So-
like Dragon Ball, where it's like 5 episodes leading up to an actual something happening.
20-something episodes leading up to something happening if you're talking about fucking Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Talking about properties based off PlayStation stuff, though. Do you cover... you talked about it. What do you want to watch this week? Do you want to cover the
Yeah, if you want to
Uncharted
give
short
your
film?
opinions.
I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it. What? You've been sick. You've been watching all these different things, and you haven't watched the Uncharted fan film.
Well, look. I wake up one morning, I see it, right? And I'm like, I'm not watching this on my phone because like I want to be able to enjoy it, right? And then I went to watch it later in the day, and my eyes were just too, watery.
All right.
Wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So then I wait till the next day, and then it's just everywhere by this point,
Yeah.
Like I've seen screenshots, I've seen GIFs on Twitter, I've seen fucking you people talking about it. What do you want to watch?
Yeah.
And it kind of does that thing where I'm just like, like I
can't
saw
live
the
up to
GIFs,
the
I
hype.
saw the screenshots. Like do I need to watch it still, or like do I even care? And I still might watch it, but it just got to the point where I was like, whatever.
I mean, it's good. It's really good. You should check it out if you haven't seen it already. If you're a fan of Uncharted, which Dylan is not, let's face it. He didn't even play The Lost Legacy.
That's true. So I'm not an Uncharted fan, and this movie can go fuck itself. Although I want to call out the hyperbole. I'm saying so many people on Twitter,
Yeah.
at least, or like what I've seen popping up, variations of calling it the best video game movie.
No.
You don't get to compare how long is it? It's less than 15 minutes.
Yeah,
isn't it?
like
It's
14 minutes. Something like that.
You don't get to call a barely 15-minute short film and compare it to actual full-length movies. Because you could take out of context the cool part in the Tomb Raider. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could take 15 minutes of the cool water plane action sequence or whatever from Tomb Raider, put that out, and that's like 15 minutes, that whole sequence. You put that shit up by itself, everyone goes, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
This is basically right from the game. She looks great. The action was amazing. This is the best video game movie ever.
Yeah.
Which, like, I know I haven't watched the Uncharted thing yet, but as far as I'm concerned, people are like, this thing's great, but there are parts you can take out of 15-minute segments you can take out of a lot of other video game
Movies,
stuff, and put them up by themselves, and people are like, this is fucking awesome. This is great. But the problem is I'm sure, because what is it? It's mostly an action scene from what I'm saying. Like,
No, it's like an interrogation scene, and then there's some treasure finding, like they find some clues and stuff. And then, there's an action sequence where they have a bit of a gunfight and a bit of a fisty cuffs, and then they drive off into the sunset. And
So
then it's left open-ended.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, if you want to, people like obviously want them to expand on that. Everyone's calling for it,
Yeah.
The Deadpool effect, which isn't a thing.
Yeah.
That's not a real thing. Deadpool is a rare.
That
case.
was-
It's not,
It was either incredibly lucky or it was excellent marketing.
yes. That's not how you don't get to just randomly make short films. It's like that Power Rangers. Remember that Power Rangers short film from
Yeah.
like 2 years ago? That thing blew the fuck up. Was everywhere for a week. It was like, this is the Power Rangers. And this was at the same time they were announcing they were making the Power Rangers movie with, I can't even fucking remember. The one that came out.
Yeah, the
last
one
year,
that came out, yes.
Yeah. And people were like, cancel that, make this. This is what we want. Movie studios were like,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Like, everyone's like, but look how many views and stuff this got. This will change. They'll change their minds. No, that's not how it works.
Well, I think you've got a little bit more of a chance of this than that Power Rangers thing, because I'm pretty sure they're doing like cocaine and other non-Mighty Morphin Power Rangers things.
But the problem with this is they've already got that fucking
Tom Holland playing.
the kid.
It's
Yeah.
Marky
Young Drake
Mark
or
was going to be playing Nathan Drake at one point. with
Yeah.
Joe Pesci, I think, was it? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever
The
it was.
contracts
It was
could be-
ridiculous. The thing is, it's like you want to make a 10, 15-minute cool video that looks like a game. I think you could easily, with the right amount of money and care, make a 10 to 15-minute short film that's fantastic for basically nearly every video game you could want.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the the word. You don't have the problem with trying to find.
You don't have to tell a complete story.
Yeah, you don't have all the character building and the relationships to do for the amount of time, etc., etc., etc. And you just get the short quirps, bits of this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, and everyone watching it's going, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. Anyway, I mean, I haven't watched it. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just like people's reaction to it has been interesting. I think I don't think it's fair to compare it to
an actual film, a feature-length film. Short films are films too.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't remember what I wrote. Short films are short films, but I don't think you can compare a feature-length video game-based movie to a short film.
Yes,
video game-based movie. I don't think it's.
That's why they're two different categories at the Oscars.
Yeah, they're not like, here's the best picture, and let me chuck in these fucking short films in it. It's like short films are never. How come short films are never nominated for best picture? Well, they're just not as good as give it its own category. Not a bad idea. Let's give that a go, shall we? Let's have a short film category. Anyway, it'll be interesting. It's cool. I'm glad everyone was happy. I might watch it finally one day soon. Maybe never. Yeah.
Those are the two options.
after once I never played what the fuck was that, the spin-off Uncharted
Lost Legacy.
Once never played Lost Legacy. That's it for the Uncharted franchise for me.
You just wanted the complete story 1, 2, 3, 4 and Golden Abyss.
Yep, done.
Yep, don't need any more.
Don't need spin-offs, don't need short films, don't need Young Drake films, don't need Marky Mark films. Fuck off. Don't need any of it. Uncharted, you're dead to me. Alright, anyway. Alright. So, GamingBolt.com did an interview with Michael Pachter about next-gen consoles. Now, Michael Pachter, do you know this name?
No, I
Have you
don't.
ever heard of Michael Pachter? Michael Pachter is, I don't really know what you officially call his fucking job here, but it's like he's an analyst, right, for the video game world.
Okay.
And I've heard of him and known of him since I've talked about on several podcasts how back in the day all I used to watch his game trailer stuff, right?
Yeah.
He was always on there. He was always on their podcast, and he didn't work for them. It says here where he works. Industry analyst Michael Pachter of the analysis firm Wedbush Securities. Mm-hmm. So his job is literally to, I presume that companies like Sony or wherever they can hire like him, or like other people can hire him as like a, outside source analyst for stuff. I don't really know, but they talk to him about next gen, and he's one of those dudes that kind of, his job is to look at trends and whatever else. The article says, we recently spoke with Pachter about a number of things, and one of the issues we quizzed him on was the next Xbox. And he was of the opinion that though current Xbox One X owners might feel a little slighted by the announcement, Microsoft, they're talking about the, Xbox E3 conference, they basically said, yes, we're working on our next console. They didn't officially say anything, but they were like, it's a thing that's happening.
It is a thing.
Whether you like it or not. Microsoft are definitely going to launch their next system before Sony launches the PS5, citing 2020 as a likely release year. Quote from Pachter. I'm sure Microsoft tends to launch first, and I'm equally certain that the new Xbox will be backwards compatible with any Xbox One X software. I agree that it's hard for Xbox One X purchasers because I suppose they just brought it. It's only like, 3 months old? No. I mean,
like
probably a
12
year
months,
at this stage. It feels like it only came out yesterday. But they should know 4 years into a cycle that there is another one coming. My guess is that Microsoft intends to launch in 2020, but if they think Sony is going to launch the PS5, then they will launch early. So now, this is I think the only interesting thing to come from this is because there's like a timeline, and I feel like we're going to build up to it because we are over halfway through the year now, 2018.
Yep.
Xbox mentioned the next gen consoles at E3 a couple months ago. Bethesda basically mentioned
Next gen
consoles as well. Now we're a couple months after that, and we have these. We get to a stage where there's already rumors circulating about stuff, and rumors are rumors. You know, you hear these websites report that like rumors state. It's like, what does that even mean? Rumors state. What the fuck? Where does the rumor come from? It's like, ignore that gibberish. You get someone like Pachter or any of these actual people inside the industry start talking about stuff, predicting stuff. I'm kind of more inclined to go, okay, I'll listen to your speculation because you're someone who's on the job. Now, right before he was about to record, I saw there was this other story to kind of back up this impending doom towards the end of this console lifestyle. This is on, what website am I on? Joe.co.uk. Never heard of them, but there you go. So during Sony's corporate strategy meeting this week, PlayStation boss John Coder was reported as saying that the console was entering the final phase of its lifestyle. Wall Street Journal reporter Takashi no, I'm not even going to try. Reported on Twitter mentioning that membership services like PlayStation Plus will continue to provide revenue. So then they've got some tweets here from game industry consultant Serkan Totoro. Toto. He translated the key points. Now he says, in an interview with Bloomberg Japan, Katura, the CEO of Sony, said this. He considers various options around the PS Vita. Interesting.
What?
There we go. PS Vita got mentioned in a
big boy
Sony meeting. There you go.
And it wasn't dead, associated with the word dead.
Yeah, no, he said he's considering options about it. This comes after his predecessor, Andrew House, of course, said last fall that portable gaming is not a big market.
And then the Switch happened.
That is exactly what I was about to say, yeah. It's like that's all fun and games until the Switch is basically
the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Well, it's not selling enough to say it's ruled
it's not
gaming world.
Doing PS4 numbers, but it's doing.
But I would say the Switch this year has been, doing very well, at least among gamers. Like,
I don't know if it's getting press. It's not getting like people's actual dollars, but it's getting people's attention more than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. He says that while PS4 and Vita are separate machines, home versus portable, Sony is continuously looking for ways to offer unique game experiences. PS5 is going to rip off the... I honestly wouldn't put it past it at this stage if both the next Xbox and the PlayStation are just like Switch hybrid type whatever stuff, because everyone laughed at it when it was a thing, including me when they announced it. But now, owning a Switch, it is very it's very nice to literally be playing something on your TV and then being like, oh, I might go watch something over there or whatever, or like blah blah blah. You just lift the console out, off you go. It's okay. It's nice. While he doesn't use the word PS5, Kadur, I'll never get this right, said the PS4 entered the final stage of its life cycle and that Sony will spend the next 3 years preparing for the future.
Yeah.
So, I at first when we started talking about next gen consoles or whatever, like after E3, I was like, oh, yeah, we're still probably years away. I can't remember what everyone was throwing away numbers at, but I feel like as it just keeps coming up more often, combined like with this interview, these more recent speculation, I think we're officially like you're just going to be hearing about this
non-stop pretty much, or on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, on a regular basis from now through to
when something is announced.
Yeah, and I mean, if Xbox is actually, if the predictions are right and they're looking to launch 2020, it's like, well, then we're just going to be non-stop hearing about it on and off until E3 when they announce it next year, I guess.
Yeah.
It's and I mean, it would make sense to me if Xbox wants to launch 2020,
Yeah.
Sony launches the year after.
Yeah. Or like 6 months later.
Yeah. Well, I think they're behind because I think...
Did Xbox or PS4 come out first this generation?
It was the Xbox, right? I think. Not 100%
I can't
sure.
remember. Yeah.
I can't remember. But I think Xbox lost the quote unquote lost this generation so fast.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't surprise me if they were back into the lab,
Much faster
than Sony. And Sony was probably back into the lab once they had well, I mean, they're always speccing stuff or whatever, but I think they get word of Xbox working on something, blah, blah, blah. They're back into it. But
yeah.
in it, and Sony would never want to come out after the Xbox. I think if Sony got like official, like if they knew 99% sure Xbox is going to launch 2020 at a certain date, they would try to get in before them.
Yeah.
Because it's always better to come out first. Yeah. But I don't think they'll be able to do that. So they're just kind of, I reckon
because Xbox needs to come out first.
Xbox definitely needs to come out first. Now that's to help them after this generation. So it'll be interesting to see. But I definitely would expect just the more stories we see, the more stuff that isn't just straight up bullshit Reddit threads where my cousin's uncle's brother's sister works at Sony and they said that the PS5 is coming in 2 years. We get some more proper specs, so interesting to see where it goes. The other thing I wanted to call out this week before ending the show was that there was a horror game we talked about. I can't remember when. At some stage, it's called The Persistence, and it's a VR horror game where it's like procedurally generated levels and shit like this. That's out this week. The thing I talked about on the episode was like talking about upcoming VR games at some point. That's out this week. I tried to find the price point before doing the show, but I couldn't find it like officially Australian dollars. And I don't like to do the whole like, I can find the US price, so let's just translate it, because that doesn't fucking work at all half the time. So I'm not sure, but if I will probably be picking up because it's a horror game plus a VR game that looks interesting. So stay tuned for my thoughts on that, hopefully, unless it's like $100, at which point I might just be like, nah, bro.
I'm good.
Nah, probably not. Thank you for joining us, though. I'm going to wrap up the episode here and then go die, because that's enough talking for this week. It was good to not talk for a week, Ash, and then we've probably done enough now.
Yeah, probably don't need to for another week.
Probably just don't talk for another week.
Yeah.
Just take another week off work. Surely you'd be better by now, Dylan. No. I had a week off for being sick. Now I need a week off to just not talk.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're aware, lady, but my job that you're my boss at involves
a lot of talking.
A lot of talking. Customer service. You know? Although, side note story, there was someone that worked at a different store to me who was sick once and like had a really sore throat and didn't want to talk. She just stuck a fucking sign on the register that just said, sick, can't talk.
Yeah.
I don't know like how the work policy is for that, but
you just put up a sign saying I'm mute. As long as there's no regular coming. I
don't know if that works, but sure. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOB. LEY is a thing.
It is indeed. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivladil, VIVALADIL. I'll happily talk to you on there because I don't actually have to use my vocal box.
Yet.
Yeah, it's probably the way to go. Yeah. No, please. What do you mean yet? Don't scare me like that. You can follow
the next iPhone, they're getting rid of keyboards.
Fuck no,
you have to tell Siri exactly what you want tweeted.
Siri, Pornhub.com, search for you can follow this show on Twitter at Platt Podcast. You can follow the Explosion Network, of which this is an underling of, I don't know, Explosion Pod. Explosion Pod. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the
Explosion
one.
Pod. It's been a hard week, Ash. I don't know, I don't know what to tell you. Head on over to explosionnetwork.com for all the other fantastic content, news, reviews, articles, things that fill your shoes with great, heavy content to weigh you down in this world.
Those were words in an order.
That's how you sell stuff to people, Ash. You just
tell them to fill their shoes.
Yeah, do it. Head on over to explosionnetwork.com/Discord. Join our Discord. You can talk to us on there about anything. Once again, doesn't actually involve what I mean. You can.
There is a voice chat option.
There's a, but I will not be joining you there, and you can just talk to me via text. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you. It's been a great week. Bye bye. Have a great. I bet cough. Bye. Have a great week. Bye. Beat walks your way over to early late nights every Tuesday and Friday. You can join Kieran Marchant live on twitch.tv/Explosion Network from 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Kieran will be there breaking down the latest in gaming news, esports, and his thoughts on the latest releases. Join him live on Twitch and chat along or chuck some questions his way and stick around after the show as he plays some games for you. If you can't watch live, you can find early late nights on youtube.com/Explosion Network and podcasting services, including iTunes, the following day. In case you missed it, Australia now is Amazon Prime, so if you're thinking about subscribing just for the free shipping or any of the other offers they offer, you do indeed get a free Prime subscription to use on Twitch with your subscription. So if you'd like to chuck it our way, we'd appreciate the extra buck. But if not, at least chuck that at someone. You might as well use it. You've got it. Flaunt it if you've got it. Got it. Flaunt it if you've got it. Bye, sexy. What are you looking at? I did my best.